education assistant right here at the First Unitarian Church, Salt Lake City. Today on UU of the Week, I'm going to read a story about the Universalist Unitarian minister Thomas Starr King. He was a gifted speaker and is credited with convincing California to join the Union during the Civil War. As a result, he has mountains and streets and multiple schools named after him, including the Starr King School for the Ministry in Berkeley, where our own UU ministers go to train. This is a story called A Bright Star from the book A Lamp in Every Corner by Janine K. Groschmeyer. A long time ago, when railroad trains were still brand new and the United States had only 24 stars on its flag instead of 50, there lived a boy whose name was Starr. That may seem like an odd sort of name to us today, but his mother's last name had been Starr before she was married, and back then, children were often given their mother's maiden name as a middle name. Starr's full name was really Thomas Starr King, but there were lots and lots of boys named Thomas around, so his family called him Starr. Starr was bright, just like his name. He was bright in school, learning his lessons well. He was bright at home, helping out cheerfully and doing his chores without complaints. Well, not too many complaints. And he was bright at the Universalist church his family went to, where his father was a minister. Starr was always happy to help. He carried the hymnals, he polished the candle holders, and he helped dust the pews. But most of all, Starr loved to ring the church bell. On Sunday mornings, bright and early, he'd climb the stairs to the bell tower. He'd grab the rope with both hands and pull, and he was such a tiny person that the rope would pull him right off his feet. But he still loved ringing that church bell. And he loved other music too. He loved singing, especially at church, where lots of people sang in harmony. Some sang high, some sang low, and some sang in between, but all the different voices worked together to create one glorious song. Starr liked everything about church. When I grow up, Starr said, I'm going to be a minister in a church just like my father. And he did. When he was 21, he was the minister in a Universalist church. But then, when he was 24, he changed churches, and he became a minister in a Unitarian church. Back then, the Universalists and the Unitarians were still separate. Starr was ahead of his time. He was a Universalist Unitarian over 100 years before the rest of us became Unitarian Universalists. Some of his friends weren't happy to see him change. Starr, they said, how can you leave Universalism? And he said, I'm not leaving Universalism. I can be a Unitarian and Universalist at the same time. I'm just singing a different part. We all sing together to make one glorious song. In 1860, when the railroads went from state to state and there were 33 stars on the American flag, Starr left Boston, Massachusetts, and moved all the way across the country to San Francisco, California. His friends weren't happy to see him go. Starr, they said, how can you move so far away? I'm not leaving our country, Starr said. I'm just moving to a different state. All the states work together to make one great nation. But the year was 1860, and not everyone agreed. The Civil War was coming, and the nation was being torn apart, some states to the north and some states to the south. The stars were coming off the flag. California was in the west, and no one was sure which way it would go. Thomas Starr King was sure that the states should stay together, one nation indivisible. And he set out to convince everyone in California of that too. He was a minister at his church in San Francisco. And he preached there on Sundays, but he also traveled around the state and made speeches. He made speeches in towns and in mining camps, in great lecture halls, and in canvas tents. He made speeches in front of thousands and thousands of people. Now, he didn't convince all of the people, but he convinced enough. And in 1861, California voted to stay in the Union and to keep its star on the American flag. "He saved California for the Union," said a general in the Union Army, and that helped the North win the war. The people of California still remember him for that today, and so you may hear his name from time to time, and now you know why. Thomas Starr King was a bright and shining star. And we're so happy to add him to our growing collection of UUs of the Week. To learn more about our Unitarian Universalist history, go to uuoftheweek.org and be sure to join us next time on Reimagining Chapel.